Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom. Are you ready for some blockbuster moves this offseason? Because things are heating up in Kansas City, and we've got some massive trade rumors to discuss. Garrett Wilson, Tyrann Mathieu. Could the Chiefs actually make a move for one or both of these stars? Today we're diving deep into the possibilities, the risks, and what these moves would mean for the team. But before we jump in, let me ask you this. Would you like to see Garrett Wilson in a Chiefs uniform? Drop a for trade or a P for pass in the comments. I'll be checking to see what the Kingdom thinks. Now let's talk about why these rumors are gaining traction. The Chiefs are in a pivotal moment this offseason. With another Super Bowl in sight, Kansas City isn't just looking to maintain dominance, they're looking to evolve. The front office, led by Brett Veach, has shown they aren't afraid to make bold moves. And with a few key areas needing reinforcement, these rumors about Wilson and Mathieu aren't just fan speculation. They might actually have some weight. So, how real are these trade possibilities? How much would they cost? And most importantly, would they make the Chiefs even more dangerous heading into next season? Let's break it all down, starting with the electrifying wide receiver who could take this offense to another level, Garrett Wilson. Let's talk about Garrett Wilson. If the Chiefs are serious about adding another elite weapon for Patrick Mahomes, Wilson might be the perfect fit. But how realistic is a trade for him? Right now, the New York Jets are in a tough spot. They went all in on Aaron Rodgers last season, but after his injury, their season spiraled out of control. With so much uncertainty surrounding the team, rumors are swirling that they could be open to making big changes, including moving some key players. And that's where Wilson comes in. This guy has been a star from day one, 3 straight seasons with over 1,000 yards, despite playing with inconsistent quarterbacks. Imagine what he could do catching passes from Mahomes. He's got elite route running, explosive speed, and the ability to make plays in tight coverage. If Kansas City is looking for a true number 1 receiver, Wilson could be the answer. But let's talk about the cost. Trading for Wilson wouldn't be cheap. The Jets would likely demand at least a first-round pick, maybe even more. And don't forget, he'd need a big contract extension soon. That means the Chiefs would be making a major financial commitment, which could limit their flexibility in other areas. So, here's the big question for you. Would you be willing to give up a first-round pick for Garrett Wilson? Vote in the comments. T for trade, P for pass. If Veach and the Chiefs decide to go all in, this offense could be unstoppable. A receiving core featuring Garrett Wilson alongside Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice, defenses would have nightmares. But is it worth the price? That's what the front office has to decide. Now, speaking of familiar faces, there's another name that's been linked to Kansas City, one that Chiefs fans know very well. Could Tyrann Mathieu actually make a return to Arrowhead? Let's talk about that next. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a name that Chiefs fans know very well, Tyrann Mathieu. Could the Honey Badger really make a return to Kansas City? It's a fascinating idea, but let's break down whether it actually makes sense. First, let's not forget just how important Mathieu was to this team. He wasn't just a playmaker. He was a leader, a tone setter for the defense. When the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in the 2019 season, Mathieu was at the heart of that defense, making big plays and bringing an unmatched intensity. He was loved by the fan base, respected in the locker room, and a key part of the team's success. But then came his departure. And let's be honest, it wasn't exactly a smooth exit. Mathieu wasn't happy with how things ended, and he made it clear. In fact, he delayed signing with the Saints, just so the Chiefs wouldn't receive a compensatory draft pick for losing him in free agency. That kind of move raises the question, would he even want to come back? From a football perspective, he's still playing at a high level. Even in New Orleans, he's continued to be a strong presence in the secondary. But do the Chiefs really need him? Right now, the safety group in Kansas City looks solid, with young talent stepping up. Bringing Mathieu back might not be a priority, especially when the team has other pressing needs. So, what do you think? Should the Chiefs bring back the Honey Badger, Drop a Y for yes or an N for no in the comments. Andy Reid and Brett Veach have been open to reunions before, so it's not completely out of the question. But with Mathieu's history and the current state of the roster, a return might not be as likely as some fans hope. Still, there are other key moves the Chiefs need to consider this offseason, including decisions about the offensive line, running back situation, and draft strategy. Let's break that down next. Now, beyond the big trade rumors, the Chiefs have some serious decisions to make about their roster. Let's talk about three key areas: Isaiah Pacheco's future, the left guard situation, and potential draft moves. First up, Isaiah Pacheco. He's been a fan favorite since bursting onto the scene as a late-round steal, bringing energy and toughness to the running game. But let's be honest, last season wasn't his best. Injuries slowed him down, and when he did return, he didn't quite look like the same explosive player we saw before. This raises a big question. Should the Chiefs commit to him long-term? In today's NFL, paying running backs big money is a risky move. Unless you're talking about a true game-changer like Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley, teams often prefer to draft younger, cheaper talent instead of handing out big contracts. Would you re-sign Pacheco or let him walk after his rookie deal? Let me know in the comments. Next, let's talk about the left guard position. If there's one area where Kansas City needs to get stronger, it's the offensive line. The Chiefs need to make sure Mahomes stays protected, and that means solidifying the interior line. Some names being linked to the Chiefs in the draft include Tyler Booker from Alabama and Kelvin Banks from Texas. Booker is the best natural guard in the draft, but will he still be available at pick 31? Should the Chiefs draft a guard in the first round or look elsewhere? Drop your vote in the comments. And speaking of the draft, one name that keeps popping up is Luther Burden. If he falls into the second round, the Chiefs could take a chance on him to bolster their wide receiver core. The concern? Some scouts are questioning his size and arm length, but his talent is undeniable. With the Chiefs looking for playmakers, he could be a steal if they go with an offensive lineman in round 1. So, with all these moves on the table, what should the Chiefs prioritize? Should they pay Pacheco, draft a left guard, or take a chance on a wide receiver? Vote in the comments and tell me what you think. One thing's for sure, this offseason will shape the future of the team. But how close are the Chiefs to actually making a big move? Let's wrap things up next. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, we've covered a lot today, from trade rumors surrounding Garrett Wilson and Tyrann Mathieu to key off-season decisions about Pacheco, the offensive line, and the draft. One thing is clear, this could be a huge offseason for Kansas City. So let's take a step back. Are Wilson and Mathieu realistic options? A trade for Wilson would be expensive, but adding an elite wide receiver to Mahomes' arsenal could take this offense to another level. As for Mathieu, a reunion is possible, but would the Chiefs even need him? The team seems comfortable with its young safeties, so bringing back the Honey Badger might not be a priority. And then there's the draft. Should the Chiefs go all in on a left guard to protect Mahomes? Or would a dynamic wide receiver like Luther Burden be the better move? These decisions will define the team's future, and you already know Brett Veach is cooking something behind the scenes. But now I want to hear from you. Which move do you think is the most likely, and which one would have the biggest impact on the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you don't want to miss any updates on the Chiefs, make sure you're subscribed to Total Chiefs and turn on notifications. We've got more blockbuster rumors coming your way, so stay tuned.